Today is Monday, Parashah Devarim. We begin the fifth book of the Torah, the Shabbat, and Devarim is the long discourse that Moshe Rabbeinu spoke from Rosh Chodesh Shvat all the way to the seventh day of Adar. For 5 weeks he gave this long speech that he spoke about the words of Sefer Devarim. And he opens by saying, the Pasuk says, Ele Devarim, Ele Devarim. These are the words that Moshe spoke, El Kol Israel, and he mentions names of places. Some of them, we know exactly what they mean. Some of them, it's a kind of a hint as to what the places are. And he reminds them they're actually words of rebuke. He reminds them of various places where they had actual shortcomings, where they acted in an improper way, to warn them of what to be careful of as they go into the land of Israel. And he does it in a way that is not totally open rebuke, in order to preserve their kavod, their honor. So important not to embarrass people. And this is one example in the Torah where as, Rashi explains that he did it in such a way, Satam et dvarim v'izkiram beremez mipnei kvodan shel Israel. He said it in way of hint in order to preserve and protect the honor of the Jewish people. And for us a lesson, there could be a situation where we do need to correct someone. We do need to show somebody that he's acted in the wrong way. How we do it is most important. Actually, to be mochiach someone, to be rebuking or correcting someone is an art. It's not just done in a way that is so rough that you create another problem. Because if you correct someone because he did something wrong, but you do it in a way that is disrespectful or that embarrasses him in public or that causes him, even between you, to be very embarrassed, that is like as if you were pouring his blood, so to speak, because the person becomes pale from being embarrassed. So how you correct somebody, how you rebuke him, how you show him the right path, is an art how to do it, with the idea that you do it with love, with kindness, not with one-upmanship, but rather with a desire for him to become a better person. And that's one of the lessons of the Parashah of this week from the first Pasuk in the Parashah. There's another Pasuk as we begin the second reading of the Aliyah of the second person on Shabbat. The Pasuk says, Echa esa levadi torhachem umasa'achem verivchem. And Moshe Rabbeinu says, how can I alone carry the fact that you're contentious with each other, that your burdens, your quarrels? And this word Echa is a word that we see at the beginning of the scroll of Lamentations that we're going to be reading on the night of Tisha B'Av and also on the day of Tisha B'Av. And this Parashah Devarim is always read on the Shabbat before Tisha. And it has this word Echa, which reminds us of Megillat Echa, that speaks about the horrible things that happened at the destruction of the temple and the exile, the fact that Jerusalem became desolate. There the word Echa in here also is, how is it possible that this happened to Yerushalayim? Where here is, how is it possible, Moshe Rabbeinu is saying, for him to carry all the quarreling, all the fighting, all the people were very litigious. And Rashi explains, if they had a court case with someone and they saw they're about to lose, they'll bring more proof and maybe hire more attorneys and try to fight it to the end, rather than find a compromise or find a way to forgive or find a way to make peace. People were fighting with each other. That was one of the things that happened also at the time of the Chorban Beit HaMikdash, or the destruction of the temple, where people were not forgiving to each other. They were like very particular and very strict on every little point. And that's what the Pasuk in the Parashah here indicates also, that there was a certain aspect in the desert that Moshe Rabbeinu was referring to that made it very difficult for him to be able to carry a quarreling and the litigiousness and the idea that even if you're right, it's okay to compromise. it's okay to let the other person gain something, so you come to a common ground rather than be very strict with everything that's coming to you. So that's another idea also that we learn from the parashah of this week, as we about to enter at the end of this week, the 9 days, which are the days that we remember the destruction of the temple. We also think of what it is that we can improve. This will be one area to improve, which is these two ideas. One is not to embarrass people, to be very careful with their honor. And number two, which means like if you were to correct someone, find a way to do it that is a way that preserves his kavod. And the second thing is not to be litigious and not to be strictly demanding everything that you're entitled to, but rather to sort of like find compromises and peace amongst people. And with that, may we merit the coming of Mashiach Tzidkenu, b'mera b'yameinu, speedily in our days. Amen. Baruch Adonai le'olam. Amen ve'amen.